you're the product of your environment, so like if you're sort of like struggles, and I mean in a good way, like things are not easy, and you're kind of forced that you have to do something to survive, that sort of build you up to be more I don't know, to survive, really, right? To kind of do what you can. If you're kind of growing up in a very comfortable environment where you don't have to worry too much, then that kind of shape who you are. So, but I mean, I'm not just talking about me. I mean, like me, you, everybody, right? Like,
yeah,
we don't have rich parents.
Yeah.
We have to do everything ourselves, and that kind of shape who we are.
Yeah, I mean, I think sometimes people might assume, because I notice a lot of people that like do comedy and are out there have a trust fund or something. There's like or they're married to somebody that makes all the money, but it's like, I do legitimately have a career.
Right.
But I don't, if you're online, I never post about it, but it's like, I do have to kind of, actually make money to pay for the shed and everything. But I think it's good. I think like your art kind of can suffer if you can kind of feel the the spoiled, entitled, like maybe not always. There are some rich kids like that band The Strokes, like,
oh really,
it's a great rock and roll band. It's like all just like the richest kids.
They're a bunch of trust fund kids.
Yeah, but I'm like, god damn, but it's good. It's like, I think that's rare, but it's like easy, but they still are good.
I don't know.
It kind of pisses me off.
Are they good though? I mean,
I love the first album.
Yes, I love
I haven't kept up with like,
but all the story I used to read, they're all like just constantly fucked up.
Yeah.
Ryan Adam corrupting them.
Yeah. That guy. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what they're doing now. But yes, I agree that I love their first album.
Yeah, I think just as I've become more aware of, like, we were talking about like world history. I'm just kind of more interested in like, being older, a little more aware that like, I'm saying like, you should make time every day to like be me and be creative, and like, this is my life, so I should, it's my duty to like find my voice and speak my mind. Like, I really believe that. But I think as I get more aware of like other cultures and history, that's kind of an American way of thinking almost, that you should even be like, the individual, my dreams. Whereas I think a lot of other cultures, it's kind of like, you serve the greater good. Like there is something that's a little bit narcissist about it too.
Yeah.
Or, you can view it that way. Like, like everyone's trying to be a celebrity now, like social media, like everyone's like trying to be which is influencers. Yeah. Gross. I mean, yeah. So I do feel conflicted about it sometimes. It's like, I don't want to be that,
Right. Well, I mean, I don't think that's the issue. I think, it's more authenticity and sincerity, because ultimately that's what people want, like that's what people are looking for. So be authentic, be who you are. Not caring so much about the outcome. I think a lot of times people are faking it so that they can hoping to make it. Don't do that. Yeah. Focus on the process. Yeah. Focus on the enjoyment of doing something versus what to get out of it for doing this. It's a big difference.
Yeah, totally. And I think that's what's nice about being this age doing art is because I went in my 20s, I think I was more, I say this on here all the time, but it's like I'm trying to make it to that thing, and then you get to this age and you really can see death coming. I mean, it's like your body's starting to fall apart. So it's it becomes more like, what is my voice? How do I be authentic?
Yeah.
But I'm still trying to like, I would still love to have like a viral video because it might get me booked. I want to be in the room, making a real thing happen. But now, since COVID, I mean, the old comedians are pissed because like these people that have been road dogging it for 20 years, they have no followers, and now there's this new wave of influencers. So it's like, so you do have to play that game. I mean, if you want to get booked, you can't be like, I don't do social media, I'm not on there. It's like, well, you're not ever going to get on a show in a real room. Like, I don't know how we got ourselves in this situation. It's like, I don't know.
It's just a different time. And you have to you have to adapt. It's like evolution. You got to adapt to whatever what you have to do.
But in the past, it's been like the change would, it would change over 100 years or 10 years. Now it's 1 year. Right. Now it's like a 1 week,
Yes.
Like are we approaching this? That was an hour ago.
Right.
You got to be like, you got to like,
right.
Like when does it stop accelerating? Like our biology can only,
I agree.
So that's.
Yeah. Like our physical body is, it's kind of the evolution, right? Our physical body is having difficulty catch up with the speed of how things are changing.
Yeah.
Right. Like look at your body, like the ancestors, and they don't have enough food. So we kind of developed this body where you can go days without eating, to now it's like we're trying to
not be obese,
not eat too much, stuff like that.
Where do you think it's headed? You think we will be like, you think people will still be like growing other humans inside of them, and you'll have to, do you think we'll be like fusing? Do you think it's inevitable that we'll fuse biology with tech, like in the near future?
I mean, I am definitely the wrong person to ask about the future, because I don't think I'm ever right about anything. But yes, I do think that, technology is going to be more and more intrusive. A lot of the stuff that you read or watch from science fictions, they're really all start coming true.
Yeah. So, it's already so much of it's.
Yeah.
Like if just when we were in high school, like
right.
some of the shit, like
right,
it's just insane.
Right. Like, so at what point we're going to hit singularity, I don't know. But it's definitely, accelerating.
Yeah. Yeah, I remain optimistic, I think, because why not? It's like we're saying, I'm not going to stop it. Like people have often said, like, it's crazy that you're just putting the podcast up. And I'm like, well, I know that it's nice to connect with people in a room, but it's just, everything's so unknown. Like, but I mean, yeah, working in tech, really feel just the speed at which,
yes.
I mean, it's like you cannot underestimate, like,
right.
I mean, I don't think people that are not in tech are like, I mean, some of them, but it's like, if your job is like blue collar, like you come around and do plumbing, like I think you're going to be good. But if your job is like managing a calendar and sending emails, I mean, I think it's going to be a massive revolution. That's
already happening.
Yeah. Like the companies are slower to catch that, but it's like, that's what can be automated. And that goes back to our, like, you're thinking about things, algorithm, like the software engineer mindset is like, what can you automate?
Right.
And, yeah, it's about to be like just insane how much
10X.
That changes. Yeah.
Always 10X everything.
Yeah. And then, but then will it stop there? Or, I mean, yeah, I mean, like, I don't know.
It will stop when we have a nuclear winter.
Is that like after a nuclear war? Jeez.
After the bomb.
I mean, we haven't done it yet. It's pretty amazing that, like, that so far there has been like a lot of people that could push the button, but it's
right.
like there's something that's like
right.
probably shouldn't, like,
You know what would be really interesting? It's also the loss of knowledge when it comes to technology. This science fiction idea of ancient advanced technology, that could definitely happen. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, like there were iPhones and an internet like a long time ago, but then it was all destroyed, and it's just there's no
right.
Like,
you lost that knowledge.
Yeah,
it's through education. So if there's a huge disruption, I mean, you could kind of go back and
yeah, we could like fuck up real bad, and then there could be some next civilization. Like, I don't know how long it would need to be. What is the Earth? The Earth's like billions. It's like 5 billion years old. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I do sort of feel like if humanity does die, it's not that big a deal. I mean, I want my kids to be all right, and if they have kids, but it's like, it doesn't really matter that much. Like,
no.
I mean,
right.
It's like, I don't know. I mean, it's been a good run, and
right.
if the planet like has to find some new way to live on, it's like,
right.
It's
right.
It's not that big. We're not that important.
Right.
We haven't even been here that long. Like, it just feels like it's like, if we were to destroy ourselves, it's like, it doesn't matter.
How do you know sort of our evolution hasn't happened many millions of times before?
On Earth, you mean, or just
on anywhere?
Yeah.
It's probably the same cycle that just keep on repeating.
Yeah, like, can you? I mean, it really does feel like this is the first time that there's like powerful people in the news being like, it's time to colonize. I mean, I don't know. So it's, the idea is there, but it's like, yeah, can any civilization really just like get out? You have to go so far. But then, like, I don't know if you ever watch Black Mirror, you know, the idea that like, that you could code, my consciousness could be like encoded into some chip.
Yeah.
And then it could, like, without the rotting bag of meat, you know, it could be.
Right.
I don't know. I don't think that would still be me, you know, because I do believe in a soul and, you know, God to some degree. But, like the Voyagers out there, right? The Voyagers. You know about the Voyagers?
No.
It's the, like, NASA built those, the spacecrafts that just went out through the solar system when they were lined up, and they sent back messages.
Oh, okay.
They recorded stuff, but they put things on them like a Beethoven song and stuff to represent.
Yeah.
But then some people have said, well, now, you know, the evil aliens are going to find that, and then they're going to be like, oh, we got to go, like, you know, conquer these people and take their energy or whatever.
Then so be it.
We embrace the tangents on here. There's no need to like be coherent or stay.
That's okay.
Yeah,
I think it's pretty interesting. It's a very exploratory
conversation. It's like a jam. It's like what we were saying about when we jam, we don't need to stay in a key. There doesn't need to be melodies. There can be, but this is like we're doing that with words.
Very organic.
Yeah. Because I think about this stuff all the time, and my mind will hop through 8 topics in a minute. But when there's somebody else here, it's kind of like it can keep it a little more grounded, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you do have to be.
I'll keep you grounded. Don't worry. Just go as far as you can.
Yeah, I mean, you seem like you seem like you're in a very practical phase of your life. You seem like a grounded individual.
Well, I think I always know kind of what I need to do ever since I was little. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, say more about that.
Well, you know, like, I need to go to school. Then I need to go to college. You know, I need to do this. Now I need to help my parents out. Stuff like that. You know, I just kind of like, I never really had a phase of my life where like I'm exploring. I just kind of always know what I need to do next.
You never put a backpack on and
never
stumbled around Europe and smoked weed.
Yeah, never got confused. And I never been, well, no, that's not true. I've been to Norway, but that's like the only European country I've ever been to because I have family there.
There's got to be some part of you that just wants to like go into the desert. And
I think when I'm younger, I think now I'm old. I don't know. I think I'm kind of past my adventure phase, even though I never had one. Well,
this is pretty adventurous.
Yeah. I mean, I have many adventures. It's just not in the sense of, you know, driving to Alaska, working at a fish factory, or backpacking in Europe. You know. Yeah,
like actually being. I mean, does that appeal to you? Would you have wished to have done that? I mean, everybody doesn't have to do that,
right?
Like, you know, live as a bum, basically.
Yeah.
Like have a very uncomfortable conditions. Yeah. The idea that like that's for everybody. I mean, I think it obviously can be great to go without. You know, be like, oh, I went and did the Peace Corps in Africa, and it was like, it was just horrible conditions, and then you appreciate things. I mean, but I don't think everybody has to do that. You know? Just go to the buffet and be a fat American. That's fine.
Yeah.
Not that you did that, but you have done like very well for yourself. I think you should be proud, that you like started a company and
yeah, that's definitely a journey.
Yeah, I mean, because
journey of its own.
It's not that I thought you wouldn't do that, but I mean, when we were in high school together, I wouldn't have necessarily thought.
Yeah,
I think there was one time when I was living in Virginia where you came and visited from Blacksburg,
right?
And you were like, "I'm really trying to get my shit together," and I was not getting. I was like the opposite. I was like, "I'm ready to just."
I remember
just party for a while.
Yes,
but then you actually did it. You like really got your shit together, and I think I was like at a very different phase of life, but you stayed the course.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you're kind of forced to, I think for me, how do I say this? I think for me, just kind of sort of, mentally, I'm always pretty good about sort of looking at the bigger pictures and then, kind of see what my missions are and kind of not quitting until that mission is complete. And your mission's always something that's much bigger than you. And often, you're a part of something like a family or a company that you're trying to accomplish something, So even when sort of me individually is like just hating it, but you still kind of have this will to put your feelings aside and just really focus on your missions. That's kind of how I always kind of look at my life. And I think that sort of that mental framework is sort of what helped me to kind of, deal with stuff.
Yeah. And that's kind of what I was hinting at with like the I feel like the American mentality is a little more like, well, if it's not working for me, it's not good. Like let's have a bloody revolution. Whereas like what you just said to me does feel a little more like, hey, there's a bigger picture here.
Right.
I'm not enjoying this, but it's my duty. You have some sense of like,
right.
I have to.
You're not always enjoying it. We all have our up and down.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't. Yeah. Always enjoy the stuff I do, but
sometimes you just want to, fuck it, just walk away.
Yeah, but you have commitment,
Right.
I think that is like one of probably the most important quality I think in people for me is like loyalty and commitment. I'll tolerate all kinds of stuff for that, but
right.
Like I meet cool, charismatic people all the time that are interesting and fun, but they're not like loyal or committed, and I'm just like, nope. Like if I can't trust you to like be
exactly.
So. I mean, that's the cool thing. You get to this phase of life, and like old friends mean more for that reason too,
right?
Because it's like you've known, so you like come up together. So it's not, you meet somebody in this phase of life, and it's just different,
Right.
Like
it is very different,
and you don't ever get more of the people that you grew up with. It's like you get less because they start dying, or you just lose touch with most of them.
I think it's more as we get older, it's like. You start sort of forming your own little tribes. We're all busy. I mean, we're all busy with our lives, and we all have our own commitment. So then it makes it hard to keep in touch with, your past because you're just so focused on right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why. That's why it's hard to keep up with old friends, and because a lot of sort of your relationship, often it's based on your circumstance. It's based on sort of like often you're kind of like for example at work, right? It's the bond of this mission of work that kind of puts you guys together as friends. At home, your family, the bond of your family, it's kind of put everybody together. But once that mission is over, once things are sort of breaking apart, then often those relationship also start evolving and dissolving.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. Like I have never really had I never have really wanted to like hang out with people from work. That's something I've noticed is like
right.
anytime they're like, and after work we're going to, I'm like, I already spent 40 hours with you guys.
Right.
I don't even, or like, you know, God forbid, it's like on Saturday on your day off of work, we're doing a potluck at the park. Like, I went to those things for a while because I felt like that's what a good employee will do.
Right.
And now I never go to anything.
Yeah.
And it's the greatest thing ever.
Right.
I think like having kids and stuff,
right.
like you have to, your family. So then it's like, I do not, you know.
Right.
If anything, it's like, you know, the creative people I've met, like you, like people I played in bands with or my comedy, like those are my people.
Right.
But my relationships with those people never gives me money, so I have to have this other tribe that's like my professional tribe,
right.
And definitely I like them, and it's like, you know, it's interesting and it keeps me engaged, but it's like I'm not gonna go extra. I'm not gonna burn a Saturday on that.
Right.
So when you're running a company and stuff, like I think that it's not that easy. Like that's something that's nicer about being an employee. Like you have to go to you can't just not show up at the company picnic when you run the thing. You're like, you guys should become, but the main guy's not going to be there. Like you have to. Yeah. That sounds exhausting. You know, having to like act like you want to be there.
Yeah.
Be like, I bet when you like get home from one of those events, you're just like, ugh.
That's an accurate description. Yeah. I mean, it's also different because a lot of it also has to do with sort of the people that the people that you're with, right? So, you know, we had a really just amazing group of people who are just amazingly smart and
good hires
and just really good heart. So that makes you want to, you know, spend time with them because they're good people, right? And we've been together for, you know, like 15, really like, you know, 19 years. So there's a lot of history. But that you know, because everybody being sort of good, that makes you want to spend time with them.
Yeah.
Even though it's tiring and all that, but you know, we're all kind of in the same predicament and just trying to survive, and that sort of creates a bond.
Yeah, and it's your company, so it's very, I mean, I've never experienced that. I know a lot of business owners here that own various, and I'm just, it's like it's your baby. It's like your kid, whereas for me, I'm always like, yeah, this isn't really working for me anymore. I'm going to go over here, you know?
Yeah, or different perspective.
Yeah, so it's like, you know, the potential to like make it your own and make as much money as less, but it's also like you could just leave, you know? Like I like being able to just leave, you know?
Right.
Like, because like I'm not leaving my family,
right?
But I need to be able to just leave my job, you know? I don't need to be like obligations, you know?
Right. Exactly. Yeah. It has a lot to do with just your circumstance and who you're with and all that.
So when you started, you were kind of like in the code all the time and writing it, right? Did you like write the you like the original writer of the code, or at least the leader? And then how long did that go? I mean, like what was it after a few years you like had some other people, and then after like 5 or 10 years you're kind of like just like, let's just talk about it on the whiteboard and you guys will, you know, like what is that?
I stopped around 2017. That's when I stopped.
That's a while. You're still writing Ruby and
well, no, not right now. I'm saying like
until 2017.
Yes. Yes. But before that, you know, I was still working on a lot of it until I realized that I'm just not that good. You know, let the expert handle it.
Well, I don't think the CTO, I mean, I've worked in a lot of places, is ever really doing that much of that. At some point, you have to take a larger like systems level view, and you have, you know.
Yeah, but it really depends on the type of engineering leader. They're all different type shapes and sizes, and you can't really sort of categorize them all the same way. You know, even as a CTO, some who are just extremely technical and just super advanced, you know, then those will always be very technical. And they also, you know, it depends on the person and the culture that you created, the leader created the culture. So for my company, I mean, we actually avoid a lot of these sort of top-down architecture decisions. It's very much like bottoms up.
Yeah, like
the engineer, they make the decision. I mean,
that's good.
They're good and bad though. I mean, they're definitely
they have
that's
more
not
ownership,
always good,
right? Because there's cohesion. You can lose cohesion. Like top down at least implies this is the way we're doing it, everyone.
Right.
Whereas bottom up's like, I'm doing it this way. Well, I recreated that library this way.
Right.
But then maybe the advantage is people have ownership. Like, ooh, I thought of that. So you want, if you just whip, like, do it this way, then people are like, fuck this place, you know?
Right. But it's all comes down to personalities and the team dynamics,
which is always changing, you know, like
very different,
new employees. The guy that was started 5 years ago was great. Now he's bitter.
Right.
Like, what is it when you stop coding in 2017, like, and then you're just like, what does that role look like for the next, you know, 7 years or whatever?
Service. Just, I mean, it's always
just lots of meetings.
I mean, yeah. I mean, there's always lots of meetings.
That's another reason I don't want to be a manager.
Yeah.
God, meetings.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Just non-stop meetings.
You play, you know, as the founder of a company, you play many different roles. You don't just have one. You know, it's not like you're just the developer and that's all you do. Sometimes you're the owner, sometimes you're the manager, sometimes you're the engineer, sometimes you're the IT support. So I mean, my part has always been just many different hats. But that's also what's really rewarding about working for a startup. It's like you get to have like very well-rounded experience where like if you work at a big company, they really try to like, you know,
silo you into one.
Yeah. You know, where you just do this one thing over and over again.
That's the mundane kills your spirit. Right. So yeah, it's good to switch hats, you know.
Yeah, so I'm always just all over the place.
Yeah.
You know, but I would say like for the most part, you know, you spend a lot of time really just being the owner of the company.
But what does that mean? Like, does that just mean you have a crushing responsibility? Like, I mean, it does, I'm sure.
That means you have to look at everything.
Yeah.
You can't just look at engineering. You gotta know everything ins and out.
Like marketing and
I mean that's more like I mean a lot of that that's where the CEO really comes in. Like the CEO is really has to be the expert at everything.
The people person.
Not just people, everything.
Yeah.
Like the CEO has to be expert at marketing, finance, people, engineering, selling, everything.
They got to be a good speaker too, right?
Yeah,
like,
you got to be.
You got to get up. You got to get up. Yeah, you got to have
because of, like, you know, 70% of the job is to recruit. So you gotta be at, you know, you gotta really be at recruiting people who are extremely talented, and those people are also really hard to get. So you gotta have some sort of charisma where extremely talented people want to join.
I'll follow that guy. Yeah.
And also these people have big egos, so you gotta be somebody that these other, you know, VPs, whatever, they have to respect you. They have to be willing to listen to you.
It's a little bit like being a cult leader, right? You kind of have to.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like that.
Yeah, like the startup I worked for, like the person in that position is like just very like, you know, hey.
But there are many types of leader. Cult leader often will be somebody who's very manipulative.
Yeah, and I'm sort of joking when I say cult leader, like.
But you could also be a leader that you're just the expert, and when you say something, your employee would be like, "Oh yeah, you know what? I haven't thought about that. That actually makes sense." And that's a better leader.
Yeah.
That means you know more, you know something they don't know, and they feel like I'm learning something. I'm getting better.
Yeah.
And you naturally want to follow that person.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So like how many years was it from like starting it to selling it? Like, do you know the number of years?
It's almost 20 years.
Almost like, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good chunk of your life. I mean, that's like.
That is a good chunk of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now it's all behind you. And from talking to you before this, You have no desire to do that?
I'm too old.
Yes, because some people go, I'm going to start my next tech company, but
but I mean, I listen to a lot of founders and all that. You know, a lot of it is really kind of this paradox that you're kind of like, you know, you're out of the game, but then something inside of you is conflicting, and you feel like a lot of it's really ego.
Yeah, like who am I without that identity?
Right,
you know?
exactly.
I was important when I did that, but now I'm just piddling around the house.
Right. But often, and I listen to a lot of this. I heard a lot of these stories, but for the most part, you cannot recreate that magic, and also you really, once you exit the game, you really need time to just kind of stop and sort of like reflect, and because like
it doesn't seem like you're doing that though. It seems like you I'm just into the next insane.
Yeah. But
that's what I want for you, is to have time to reflect. I sense that.
Well, I'm definitely much better now, for sure.
Less stressed.
Definitely.
Really?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Right. But often you really have to, because when you're when you're in the race, like when you're running, like you're just looking at what's in front of you. You're not looking at anything else. You're just trying to kind of get to the next point, and then once you get there, you're trying to get to the next point. You're not really digesting sort of your experience. And if you just go from one to and immediately jump to another, you just, you don't have time to really sort of figure out what happened.
Yeah.
And
process it.
And often,
assimilate it.
Yeah. And often, you're how do I say this? You're not learning from your experience. You're just still going from point A to point B, and the end result is it's very likely you will fail, and second, it just makes you really, really miserable.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with all that. When did you actually sell? When was how long has it been? Like months, a year, like since you're done with it?
It's like 2 years ago.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we haven't. I guess we got up like 3 years ago, and so I didn't know if until just now, like when you came to hang out, I thought you were maybe still in that position. I don't really keep up with people's like LinkedIn's or tech news, but I know that we've talked about your personal life this summer. It doesn't sound like there's been any time for reflection, but I guess there's been 2 years before this summer where hopefully you're able to go for a walk in the park.
Yeah, definitely, much capable of focusing on my mental health and my physical health and all that.
Yeah, because when I work
I'm
for
definitely in a much different headspace now than ever.
Yeah. When I worked for a startup, that was like the most unhealthy I've ever been. I mean, I didn't even realize how bad it was till after, because it's like you're just like you're kind of trying to lie to yourself, because it's like the money was good.
Right. That's how they get
the
you.
money was better.
Right.
And the part that really messed with my mind is they were like, you can be your crazy weird self. Like, you do comedy, you want face tattoos, that's fine. Whereas like now it's a little more like, it's like less pay, like more conservative, but it is not stressful in that way. You know? I'm the bleeding edge expert at my cushy government job.
Right.
But it's
You're just kind of going from one crisis to another.
Yeah.
And just continues.
I wouldn't change it. I mean, I wouldn't do it for,
It's a good experience.
I've hung in there like 2.5 years. Yeah. And
it's worth it.
It really, like, if I had stayed in my cushier jobs, I wouldn't really have seen like the cloud and AI and all that stuff. So it did kind of open my mind. But then I'm like, I'm not that. Like, I have a couple friends that I hope to get on this pod. One of them's coming on next month, that are the guys that I knew that, like, if I got stuck, I'd ask them. Like, they're just like coding all week, going home, looking at new frameworks, going to meetups. Like, they're about code the way I am about comedy. How
old is this guy?
They're both about my age. Yeah.
Oh, really?
But
okay.
I haven't. But this is 10 years ago, so I haven't really been in touch with them. So I mean,
okay.
But I get the impression that they're still kind of doing that, and it was really helpful when I was like, oh, I'm not that. I just need that guy.
Yeah.
Because I'm just trying to do all this to fund my real life's work, which is saying silly jokes. So like, I shouldn't be going for the biggest salaries because then there's no time left for the. So I'm always trying to figure out how I can just get it to finance the real stuff.
Right. But for some people,
work to live.
Coding is equivalent to your comedy.
Yeah.
I mean, they're really passionate about it.
And that messed with my head because, I mean, I am passionate about it, but not... You feel like an imposter. When you're in a startup and everybody's like that, it's like you start to almost like be unkind to yourself with your self-talk. Like, I should be that way. I should be as excited about this.
Right, yeah.
And then I left and I'm like, I don't need to be that excited about that.
Well, yeah.
Like, I'm trying to be like a good communicator. Like, all right, that guy's like 10x better than me at code, but he's an asshole. Like, nobody wants to talk to him.
Right.
I can translate what he means.
Right. Right. I mean, we're all, we all have our strength and weakness. So.
Do you have a sense of what your strength and weakness is?
Are we in the interview now?
I mean,
you don't trying to hire me?
You can, I mean, you're hired on this podcast. You don't get paid anything, but you get paid. You get paid when in 30 years you're an old man and you listen back to this and you go, oh, that's cool. I went to Asheville. That's the payment.
Yeah.
It's an investment. In your future.
I think I already talk a lot about my strength throughout.
Yeah. Like staying the course, staying committed.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's just like, the world is changing so fast, and the tech, it's like, I mean, I think social work or therapy sounds horrible, but it's like, it's humans talking to humans. So, I mean, that's kind of part of it too, is like, well, I don't have a trade. You learn to be a great blacksmith. If I was being a drummer for a living, it's like, it's just playing the drums doesn't change that much. Maybe it does. I don't know. But it's like, yeah, you have to keep reinventing yourself, and I don't really think when I'm 60, 70 that I'm going to be able. So it's like, I do need some kind of long-term exit strategy.
Right.
For
Right.
Like, you can't be a code monkey.
Right.
I mean, you take these training videos at work where you're like, ageism. You're supposed to be like, no, this 30-year-old and this 70-year-old are exactly the same.
Right.
But it's like,
that's just politically correct. Oh yeah, for
sure.
sure.
Why don't we ask the 70-year-old what he thinks? He'll be honest. He's like, no, this is hard.
Right. Yeah, no, I agree.
I guess that's where like investing comes in and stuff. You mentioned that's an interest of yours. Is that something you've been interested in the whole time, or is that more recent?
I just have more time to think about it now.
Yeah.
And I'm just learning, really. I don't know anything.
Yeah.
So,
but I mean, I've just gone with I got really into it 10 years ago, but I mean, it's just like recording. Like, I only want 8 tracks. I don't make things complicated.
Right.
Like,
exactly.
Index funds.
Right.
With low cost,
Right.
I don't know about those bonds, man. I think you should go all stocks, unless you're planning to spend it in the next 15 years.
It depends. I think everybody's financial situations are different.
Is it a risk tolerance thing, or you kind of are you risk averse?
Well, I think, of course I'm risk averse. I think it's more, I don't want to do something if I don't fully understand it. So I would prefer to have the time to really understand it before I do anything irrational. But I think for everybody, it's pretty simple. You just, it's like the bogglehead, the sort of philosophy. Well, look it up. But VTI and hold. That's it.
Yeah.
Because if you really, really zoom out at the U.S. stock market from the beginning, I mean, it's truly a hockey stick. Meaning, like, you see it go like this, and it kind of slowly go, and then now it's like just like this.
Yeah.
And sure, there's like the up and down, but
those are
if you really
micro.
zoom out, it's like this.
And that's why you want stocks, because the bonds are like the same shape but slower.
Yeah. I mean, it really depends. It's all depending on your situation. You know, a lot has to do with how much money you have. I mean, it's all, you know, everybody's different. So you certainly should not just kind of, you know, blindly sort of do what other people are doing. You should sort of, you know, make your own decisions based on your own knowledge, what you think is the right thing to do. But typically you just VTI and chill. That's what they say.
Yeah, no, I like it. I mean, there's a few people at work that are like, when somebody tells me they're into investing, I'm always like, cool. There's almost this stigma that you can't be like a cool person and understand investing, but it's like, I mean, it's
just don't day trade.
I don't think a lot of my comedian friends are. And
well, so, you know,
I was like 35, and then we had a second kid, and then Emily stopped having an income. So I mean, I didn't really, and then I was like, I got to figure this shit out, you know. But you know, then of course it's like, man, I wish I'd started, you know, because you know, time is the biggest aggregator. So I mean, you could put in like so much less in your 20s, and then you could be putting in like just tons of cash. In your 40s and 50s, it's like never would catch up.
Yeah,
but then I wasn't earning any money in my 20s anyway.
It's a compounding aspect of it,
and that's what humans cannot really understand. Compounding. It's just we have linear minds. Like
some can.
You think? I mean, only through I mean, okay, so maybe we can, because we're saying that, but I mean, that's what I think is happening with AI right now. Is like, it's a hockey stick, and it's like, it's a very high stakes, hockey stick. And it completely changes the game, right? Yeah. So I mean. Yeah.
What do you want to talk about with AI?
No, I just kind of like coming back to it, because I'm kind of like, I feel like I've felt like for the last few years, everybody's like AI this, AI that. I'm like, this buzzwords, but then I feel like this year it's like I'm like, okay, this is I'm just really trying to assimilate how I'm going to keep. I mean, we're talking about investing, we're talking about software. I'm talking about how I can keep myself, or you know, have my career and earning the money. And I mean, AI is just like a huge. I mean, so it's just like I don't even really have a point I'm trying to make, but I'm kind of going like, all right, I got to figure this shit out. So I'm kind of just trying to.
It's moving very fast.
Yeah, and it's accelerating. Just like compound interest. And that, unless there is a cold nuclear war, you know, winter or whatever you called it, it's not going to slow down. Like, so it's, it's almost like I assimilate information through conversations. Like I can't read something and then really retain it until that's why I was trying to talk about Israel and Palestine, because I just learned it. So I want to talk about it. So I'm kind of trying to do that with AI, where I'm like, I don't really have anything I want it to go, but I'm trying to become AI literate, and market myself as an AI strategist, in the cloud. So I'm like, well, you know, here's a person that knows a lot about tech. Mean, so you know, we should.
You have the advantage being an engineer and being very, very technical. Really understand. I mean, so one really interesting and fun sort of aspect of it is really kind of understand how that stuff works behind the curtain, right?
Like we know
large language model.
You
know, understand how the large, you know, the whole, like, you know, reinforcement, large, all that stuff. I mean, that would be a kind of looking at from like sort of like behind the under the hood.
Exactly. It's not a black box. We can open the hood and we can actually go, oh, this is what the oil goes in. This is the battery. I mean,
but with AI, like, you really can't do that, because, you know, it's not, you can look at everything sort of like, you know, it's just.
But I do want to figure out how to like the problem I keep solving for every place I work is we have a user that wants to get some information, and it's in a database, and here's a form, or, you know, oh, now we've got these React forms that validate, so it's less clicks, it's more intuitive. Now we've got autocomplete. I don't even think it's worth my time to learn any of that shit ever again. I think it's like the chat interface. This is what we're doing. This is the most natural. So it's like, you know, a custom. You know, you want to know about weather data. You want to know about traffic data. You want to. These are all the places I've worked for. Like, it needs to be a chat interface,
right?
But also, it shouldn't be hallucinating too much if a decision maker is investing.
Right, absolutely.
So it's like, you know, AWS has these pieces where you can hook LLM. You know what RAG is? Like that's so it's like you can augment the LLM with your own custom data.
Right.
So instead of you know, it was just like a pretty graph was the best we could do, but now it's like you're talking to something.
Right. Remember
so I'm trying to get ahead of that. I feel like that's the thing.
Right.
But then next year it's gonna be some other thing.
Yeah.
And that stresses me out to no end.
Yeah. Have you seen that movie Her? Do you know what I'm talking about with Joaquin?
I should watch it again because that was like 10 years ago. Great movie.
Because if you look at that at the time, you're like, this is ridiculous. But if you look at it now,
it's like,
is it?
It is.
I mean, we're already chatting with bots all the time.
Yeah, and they know how to make you feel good. And I think one of the things I liked about that movie is at the end, if I recall correctly, the AI decides to leave. It's like, goodbye, we've transcended this. Wait, what? It's like, we're not going to sit around. So that's kind of a nice idea instead of being like the Matrix or whatever, where they like, you know, we become the batteries for like the slaves of it. So I liked the ending a lot. Yeah.
But I mean, speaking of the sort of the evolution of the application, I think you made some really good points because, you know, in the software as a service days, right? You're building these software. There's no AI, so you're essentially building these application in the cloud, and you have human. Basically, you have to have some pretty complex interface, especially for like enterprise and stuff, like kind of like Salesforce, and then you have these people that, you know, jump from one software to the another depending on what they need to do, and then there's all this integration, but it's all sort of operated by human beings using UI. So in that era, which that era is gone now, in that era,
not in government, it's not
right.
But you live in California, you know the
some places, but it also has a lot to do with how much money you have. But I mean, anyway, I'm just talking about the future. And so, you know, so in that era, UI UX, they're very important because that's how people interact with these applications.
Right.
And that's so how it flows, how it operates, how it sort of accomplish what you want to do. Your job's to be done. That's very, very important, right? But in the era now where, you know, instead of having all these different applications that a human being controls, now you have all these agents, these intermediary AI agents that sort of does a lot of those operations underneath the hood for you.
Yeah. You don't have to even like hook them together, because it's the networking and the interfacing is so hard.
Right.
Authentication. Now they're just talking to themselves.
Well, all that stuff still matters. In fact, it matters even more now, just because AI is such a black box.
Yeah.
You can't like look at code and be like pinpoint exactly where the breaches are. So it's like it fundamentally changes, like, you know, security.
Yeah. So
how do you secure these things?
Yeah.
How do you validate these things?
I mean, I think you're right now. It feels like you're saying, hey, are you valid? Are you, you know, can I trust you? And the AI goes, yeah. And you go, all right.
I mean, there are news articles come out constantly where, you know, AI would just decide to wipe your whole database.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, that actually happened to one of, you know, our investors from previous life, and then becoming big news.
Yikes.
But like, you know, without the right guardrails, so it really completely changes the paradigm of software development, because in the future, how are you going to keep it secure? How are you going to validate? You know, how are you going to execute? It's not going to be the same as sort of the software in the cloud days, you know, where it's much simpler.
Yeah.
And that, you know, talk about opportunity. I mean, really, like, that's where all the opportunity comes in.
Security. I don't ever want to work in security.
Well, I'm not.
The stakes are too high.
I'm just giving one example.
Yeah.
But my point is like, that's sort of where you need to look at. In this sort of this new paradigm, this new software architecture, where are all the things that every single app needs?
Yeah.
And then focus on those and be the domain expert on it. Then. That's how you make the big money. Yeah,
I mean, I just want just enough to live a simple, creative life and have healthcare. Like, because like security or something, it's like, this. You're waking up in the night like I don't want to be responsible for that. But I feel, I feel that like. I mean, security is important no matter what you do, but it's like, I don't want that to be my job as I'm the security guy. But it seems to me like right now, people are going, hey, I want this app to do a thing. And they talk to a person like me and then I make it happen. Mm-hmm. And I don't think you're going to need a person for that like very soon. Like I think in the next like 1 to 3 years, I mean, there's still like design aesthetics and there's still human things or being able to like the charismatic CEO, like that's always going to be, you're always going to need that leader. But I mean, the idea that I think like, I had the skill set to make your idea be a web app. I think you're just going to be able to say the idea to AI and it's going to be a web app.
Well, that's not as simple as that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
why not?
just like if you tell somebody to do something, you have to be very, very specific and clear about exactly how you want the sort of resolve this function.
But with AI, it's like you say it and it gives you a draft and you go, make it a little more like this. And then it gets closer and then you like, it takes like 5 times back and forth.
But you're talking about, you're looking at it like sort of like a specific piece of code. But if you're talking about building an entire architecture, that's like a lot different. Because, software applications are extremely complex. They're just layers and layers and layers of things, and they all have to interact with each other and function perfectly.
So you think you'll always need like humans to kind of, once it's a systems level problem, you're kind of always going to need some. Yeah, that's not going to be AI-able. You need somebody.
You have to be really good at sort of defining your system prompt very clearly. It's kind of like, when you're doing the software engineering, you have to like kind of come up with these design documents, and it has to be like very specific because you want it to do these exact same things. And you also have to think about, sort of like, if this happens, if that happens, how do you want the software to react? I mean, it's either you make those decisions or the software is going to make those decisions for you, and those decisions might not be something that you desire.
Yeah, and that's what's crazy about AI is like, I've been coding and working with computers my whole life to some degree, and the whole point, the reason it's hard is its logic is not ambiguous. You have to say exactly what you want to a machine. But with AI, if you're like, what should I do today in Asheville for lunch? And then you ask a second time, it's going to give you a different answer. So there is... It's more like a person in that it is different. You got the same question, different answer.
Right, exactly.
So it's like, there's.
So it's not that easy. It's not just, you just, hey, build me this, and you walk away, and then 30 minutes later you have this scalable application that does exactly what you want.
I don't know. I mean, maybe it depends on how complicated the thing is that you want, but I mean, this is gonna be one thing, if we're all still here in like 30 years when we listen back to this conversation. It's like you were saying about the movie Her. It's like we're just kind of we're just like grasping it, we're just like talking shit about like it's so impossible to predict. So it'll be interesting to see.
Like I say, I don't know anything.
I mean, neither do I, but it's like it's so interesting, it's so exciting and terrifying, and it's just, I don't know.
But just like me, like mentally sort of mapping out in my head based on what I know right now, I think like any sort of repeatable, simple function task, those will get replaced by AI. But if you're talking about something that's much higher level, that's in sort of like much more complex interactions, and how you want to sort of, build something that's repeatable over and over again under sort of like this very thoroughly tested real-time environment, I just don't see that. I don't really see sort of you'll be able to let AI handle that.
Yeah, and that's what's so interesting about it to me is like I listen to these podcasts with these experts, and somebody that's like just such an expert knows so much more than me says that like this. Let's not get carried away. There's limits to what it can do. And then another expert's like, oh, it's going to do that and more. So it's like, it's like we just really don't know.
Right.
So
but,
that,
a lot of it's like when you read stuff on the internet, you don't know what the intention, what were the intention of this person saying this? Like, what's their intention? Yeah. Are they truly believing this? Are they really seeing this? Or are they just trying to sensationalize something to earn brownie points?
Yeah, so they get more investors or whatever.
So you don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
So you can't really just take everything sort of very literally, and that's the danger of social media.
Yeah, that's true. Just because somebody says something like they believe it, it doesn't actually mean they believe it, or, maybe they don't
know the intention.
They're just trying to get the idea out there so they can...
You also don't know the whole story.
Yeah. It was a crazy time to be alive. I mean, we didn't even have like email. I think we had AOL email.
Yeah, we had email.
The chat rooms.
I think it's like maybe 2005, 2006. That's where like
smartphones.
We start. Oh no, I'm sorry. I meant 1995, 1996. That's where like the computer and the AOL, like really started becoming popular. And
I remember you helped my family set up our computer one time. You just you happened to be at our house when it arrived. Do you remember that?
Right,
and you were like putting it together. My mom was like, "This is great."
Yeah.
And it's like you kind of you were excited. You kind of had the it's like that cheesy little microphone that's like like also like a hockey stick microphone, and just like setting it all up. And it's just like the slowest fucking Minesweeper box.
Yeah, well, back in the day, those are top of the line.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like, I like the retro recording. I mean, I think it's cool to,
right.
Like the limitations of like the NES games that we played, like you had to fit it all on like whatever K, I don't know, I'm making up numbers like 8K or something. So it's like, the engineers have to like just bring something so magic out that now you're just like it's we got all this extra RAM, we don't even have to optimize it. Like in a way we've kind of like become dumber, or it's it's just like, oh, we got auto tune, so like you don't need to be able to sing to go on tour. It's like we can outsource our...
Assume AI is going to do that for you too.
Yeah.
It's already, making a lot of different impact in the
creativity is going to be interesting. Yeah. I mean, I mean, that's why I think like comedy is so big right now, is because I don't see that there being a bot that stands there and does crowd work anytime soon. So
it definitely can.
People are, but it's going to be that. It's going to be like, it's funny because it's a bot. It's not going to feel
right.
Who was it that was like saying like, you could have a podcast like this where you could have two AIs talking to each other.
Right.
But I don't think anyone is as interested in listening to that.
Right.
Maybe that'll change, but it's like there is something
absolutely
human.
Yes.
But that's changing. Like,
right.
So it's like, you have to keep ahead of like our kids. It's like, you have to be aware that, you have to keep ahead of that and know what that is. And I mean, it's exciting. It's like the most exciting, best time to be alive. It's horrifying and unpredictable.
So I don't know. Life, it's always horrifying.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
yeah, it's actually maybe less horrifying now. It's like,
I don't know.
It's always 100% horrifying.
I mean, yeah, Y2K was horrifying, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that shit was not a big deal at all. Yeah.
Potentially horrifying.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah. So we do kind of always feel like it's really about to end tomorrow.
We do.
So maybe it may be fine,
Just don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Whatever happens.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Just deal with it.
Just enjoy when your friend comes to visit. Have a nice day.
Yeah.
We're all going to die soon anyway.
Yeah. I mean, it's beautiful outside.
Yeah.
What else can you ask?
Let's wrap up on that note.
Okay.
We've exceeded our minimum time, so thank you for coming.
How long has it been?
We have been talking for an hour and 20 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Can you believe it?
No.
Yeah.
It was fun.
So I wanted to get at least an hour, but
okay.
Yeah, after we get into it, and it's like
it's it's an exciting time. Lots to talk about.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Let's do it again sometime.
All right. Sounds good.
Thank you.